Namaste, angels. This is going to be our weekly love reading covering the period of Sunday, November 19th through Saturday, November 25th. I'm just starting this reading, quote unquote, coincidentally at exactly 12:34, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's pretty special. I am going to begin with the Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle and Healing Sound, but I also shuffled to past on many times, both relationship and meditation. So I think that we need to meditate on like love energies and healing the heart chakra. And the heart chakra actually came up twice, both separate and apart, for each archetype. The divine masculine heart chakra came up and the divine feminine heart chakra came up, both in the general reading. So I think we need to work on that. The other day, I had been listening to both reggae in general. I'm a dancehall queen, and Bob Marley at 432 megahertz, like all day. And the next day, as I was driving in the morning, I saw, I'm in New York, so there's graffiti all over the place. Well, I actually like graffiti. It's a form of art, and this was some really nice art, graffiti. It was 3 little birds, and I took a picture of it because I said, oh, 3 little birds. And I posted it on my Facebook. Later that day, I had another occasion to see 3 little birds. They were hummingbirds that time. And then on my 3 of Summer card, in a personal spread that I was guided to do on myself, the 3 of Summer popped up, and that had 3 little birds on it too. So finally, I got the picture later that afternoon, and I posted Bob Marley's song, 3 Little Birds. I said, oh, I think, God wanted me to share this with everybody today. And of course, 3 Little Birds is the song, Don't Worry About a Thing, Every Little Thing's Gonna Be All Right. And I really think it was like a universal message for us to release. We were already in the energy of the Scorpio moon at that point. Not the Scorpio new moon, but there was a Scorpio moon already at that point. And yeah, I definitely think it was about just releasing fears and ego and pretense and all that kind of stuff, and clearing out the heart chakra. So we may want to continue that, further that through healing sounds. If we want to do it naked, that may be even better, but it's not necessary. But of course, when we're nude, at least in my opinion, we are, at our most vulnerable, especially when we're nude with our eyes closed. It's like, at that point, anything can happen. If you're fearless in a moment like that, then, you can face like just about anything. And opening 2, oh, I love this. Transmutation. So here we have a being sitting in water and perhaps with a moon behind her, which is pretty awesome. And we're moving from water to fire. Transmutation is when we take all the negative energy and like turn it into love. We use it to empower ourselves. I also think there's an overlying theme this week of the David Cassidy song. It finally came to me after I finished the general reading. During the general, I could not remember his name. I felt like I was blocking it out. When you don't want to think about something? I kept calling him Keith Partridge, which isn't wrong. That's the character he played for many years. But of course, that's not his birth name. His birth name his real name is David Cassidy. I had the David. I couldn't remember Cassidy to save my life. I knew his last name began with a C. In any case, he is in a medically induced coma right now. He's like suffering complete organ failure, is not expected to live. And I heard that news right before I recorded the general. And as soon as I did one of the songs on which he sang lead on the Partridge Family, which is, a show of my childhood. I can't tell you how old, because I'm pretty young, but I remember it coming on like after the Brady Bunch or something. And everybody was in love with Keith, even, us tiny little tykes and stuff, which is kind of weird, but true. I think I love you. As soon as I heard the song in my head, like chills went all through me and everything. So I think that David is sending us a message, even from his hospital bed, that's like an overlying theme this week. I think I love you. So what am I so afraid of? I'm afraid that I'm not sure of a love there is no cure for. The intensity of it is difficult to face. So that could be something that we need to work on with the healing sounds as well. All right, and opening to transience, which is all about healing, at least if you ask me. And again, we have another goddess here at her most vulnerable, eyes closed, nude body. She's not afraid though. She's allowed, she not only is she not afraid, she's welcoming of, you know, this energy. Healing sounds and tantric union, which reminds me, I didn't pull out the dice because when I put them down, I must have dropped them again. They're on sex, and that's not how, they were not on sex. Well, there's one on sex. It was not from the other reading. Let me get those two. Healing sounds. I'm going to cut. And it's the gateway. Perfect for today, 11/19. Because I think that, you know, metaphorically at least, we are embarking upon something like really huge, you know, passageway through which to go, maybe even hand in hand. 11/19, not only King Osiris's birthday for me and many of us who watch my channel and have been paying attention to the numbers over the past year with me. It's also the first day of the month of Kislev, which at its heart is about Hanukkah. And at Hanukkah's heart is in great part about Yehudit, or Judith, about whom I read in the general reading, a divine feminine who had to take the lead. As I explained, you know, the feminine is to take the lead first, and we sort of hand off to the masculine, you know, when it's his turn. Like a relay race. Yeah, pass it like a relay. But at the heart of Hanukkah itself is this, the idea, the concept and the fight of, you know, good versus evil, and how, you know, good conquers. So I think that we're embarking upon something really big attached to that right now. Overall energy is expectancy, which guides us to watch our thoughts, basically, because they may be conceptualizing, like, in blocking energy. We might be blocking our own blessings by thinking that we can sort of like outsmart the universe and we know better, you know, and so we try to dictate to the universe what to give us and exactly how and exactly when and all that kind of stuff. That blocks our blessings. So we want to drop this energy of expectancy. But on a more positive note, maybe not having anything to do with the way the author intended it to read, we can also look at this as like being expectant, like pregnant, and giving birth to something new with this energy of the new moon this week, and just how the planet Pluto and the zodiac sign of Scorpio sort of mean new or equate to new, if nothing else, only for the fact that they're about death and transformation. So, you know, where there is death, there is new birth. Always. Starting over, a second chance, all that kind of stuff. The feminine about herself this week as it relates to love, earth connection. So we know we need to get out and get together with mother. Maybe go out, like I like to go, especially under a new moon or full moon. I like to go sit down at the seaport, look at the sky, talk to her. I've been known to even get down on my knees in public at the seaport and pray. You don't have to do that, but wherever you live, or whatever is conducive to connecting or communing with the universe from where you are, you might want to do that, particularly the feminine this week. This can also relate to earth signs potentially being particularly impactful upon the feminine this week, which can include, the planet Venus or the goddess Venus herself. The masculine about the feminine this week, transmutation. He sees us on a rise and he wants to rise with us. He's also very fiery and passionate about the union and the feminine as an individual, as a person, as a being. And whatever was negative, about her from his perspective or their connection, we're going to change all that into a positive. We're using any energy that we ourselves were putting into the negative or toward the negative to help to continue to fuel it just by, giving it any of our thought and stuff. We're ceasing to do that and turning all of it into love. It's transmuted into love. The masculine about himself this week, healing sounds. So he's hip to this. He knows that this is what he needs to be doing. And again, this is very Scorpio moon here with this, this goddess here sitting in this water. It's all very blue, very Scorpio, and with the moon behind her. And vulnerable. So it's feminine energy of surrender, like depicted, illustrated. And that's what the moon is for me. You guys know. About the union as a whole, emergence. So maybe where it was dead, the union was dead. It's coming back to life. It's rising. Like we have to imagine that below is where all the darkness is, or at least I always do. With all this yellow here, like where's the dark? It must be from where she came, right? And now as she continues to rise, she's risen through, yellow and orange and red. And here as she goes up, it's more yellow. And as she goes up to the top, now we're even getting to white light, like Christ light and stuff like that. So definitely the darkness is below. Well, the same can be for the union from the masculine's perspective. We're rising from, again, where it was negative. Okay. Not only are these cards the same colors, but, very much the same meanings in many ways. Rising from what was dark, rising from what was negative, rising from what was dead, giving way to new birth. We are expectant. We are pregnant with newness. Overall, listening. A lot of naked goddess this week. Listening. And this brings in the energy of Aquarius now. And air signs. Right? We have the star here. And listening is a means of communication. So again, air signs. But also this can be listening to the healing sounds. This can be listening to the universe when it's calling us through that gateway, through that portal. This can be listening to our own hearts when we're looking for direction. This can be listening to the universe when we're communing with her, with Mother Nature. However it applies, numerous ways for you, go with it. What would the masculine have the feminine do? Okay, so this is not the universe having her do. This is what would the masculine have her do this week toward the union. More air sign, maybe speaking up, expressing herself, her feelings, her thoughts to him with this star over this child's heart chakra, throat chakra rather. Maybe use your intuition and even your wisdom, your intelligence when you're trying to figure out like what's real, what's not real. First of all, only love is real. But if you're confused and you're trying to, make sense out of something, you've got all these blessings here. Also, there's the energy of 3. Could be abundance. May have something to do with a party of 3, a third party being involved. Perhaps a parent of yours, a child of yours. And the inner child, of course, if we are expectant, there is a child within, there is a new life within. This can be representing that as well. And, what we're about to give birth to. So we want to co-create. We want to think about that. We want to, again, use our intuition, be kind of high priestess-ish and a little bit methodical about what it is we're doing rather than just, going off half-cocked. When I picked this up, Also up right underneath it is retreat. So more getting out into nature, more female angelic being, more star, right? So maybe more earth, more air, and certainly more earth, yes. But air and earth are Venus, right? Venus rules Gemini, Libra, air, and Taurus, earth. So all of that can certainly be about her. I put the feminine's card in the pile. What is the masculine himself willing to do this week? Boom. Boom. Today, on 11/19, the recognized birthday of the divine masculine of all time, throughout all eternity, all time, all space, all dimension. We have Moon Tree representing the divine masculine archetype on this plane, the 3D plane, his higher self, acknowledging himself as the sacred husband here. That's what he's willing to do this week, is be that. And it's also awesome and really, really like extra cool that there's a moon here, that it is Moon Tree with the, again, Scorpio new moon, that this moon crosses this moon. So, like he's really getting into gear. And these three cards crossing one another totally fit together. We have the sacred marriage. We have the healing sounds to help to rejuvenate it, right? Reawaken it. And then we have the listening here and incorporating the universe in. Like he's really paying attention to the guidance he's receiving from above, that divine guidance. What would the universe have the two to do? Both archetypes this week. Use your creativity. Go after follow your passions. Follow your passions. Co-create together too. More moon here, more naked, vulnerable goddess, more air sign, maybe specifically Aquarius, more water. And for me, this card, it's more specifically Pisces because of the fish, Aquarius because of the star, and also this being here is a water bearer. See her vessel? But it's about being, going after our passions and coming up with a creative way to pursue them and to remain on track with them. And the outcome, answered prayer, blessings bestowed upon us because we have ceased to block them. And we listened, we allowed, we surrendered, and we united, reconciled even maybe, under this beautiful Scorpio new moon. So we get this. That was the masculine's higher self. Let's see what the universe would add. Beginning with twin flame and opening to communication. That could also be what all that Aquarius was about. It could be communication, and maybe specifically of the electronic kind, like email. That reminds me about the dice again. All right, I'm going to do them right now. And we're beginning. I'm going to pick them up just as they're laying here. Buy shoes. Email. And sex. And this could be like Controller, that song Controller by Drake, where there's a part, he says, he's talking about sex, of course. Bend you over in your bra and your shoes, right? So maybe there's a connection, there's communication, and there's some sort of reuniting in the 3D. And then this happens. And maybe even with shoes on. This is hilarious. Again, I think for the third time, Spirit says romantic dinner and party. The only one that's changed is this. It does not say eat cake, but it does say yes. So it's an acceptance maybe of an invitation to dinner or to a party or some other sort of engagement, coming together, maybe even a literal engagement. So anyway, back to communication between these, you know, divine beings, this sacred couple. Communication and past love. That can apply to them, or we may be about to see some karmic stuff. Communication. New love. I think it's about them, about the actual divine couple, right? They are past love, maybe even a past love from a past life, but we're reborn now with this new love that we're getting. Communication and gifts could be about our gifts increasing. There is absolutely an ascension this week, and that was evident in the general reading too. This can be literal gifts. We have some Scorpios having some birthdays right now before, you know, the week is over. We have midweek some Sagittarians starting to have birthdays already. The sun enters Sagittarius on the 21st. So by the 22nd, 23rd, we'll be having some of the, you know, depending upon what calendar you follow as it relates to the zodiac, you know, we'll be having some of them celebrating birthdays too. And maybe even the 24th is Black Friday. That falls into this week too. We could be buying gifts for people for Christmas and all that kind of stuff, especially if you're here in the United States. And then there's the gift of just the new relationship I'm getting to. That's also a gift. It's our answered prayer. Even the communication is a gift. For some, or a response to a communication can be a gift. I'll go one more. It's dating under the moon. Maybe it's that romantic dinner or party in response to the email that we sent out. Remember, the answer is yes, it says. Dating. I'm going to cut. Freedom. I love it. And the overall energy is dating queen. And we have a lot of options, and perhaps from whom we could accept gifts too, even. The divine couple. The recent past. The masculine's higher self. The near future. Blocks to the union. What the feminine can do this week. The masculine. Further advice from the universe. And the outcome. Divine couple. Soulmate. Okay, I'll take that. That goes with past life and past love that turned up before. And I started with twin flame. You know, how much can you ask for? The recent past. Mature woman. Maybe she made a move. Maybe a mature woman met someone. Maybe somebody has met a mature woman recently, or come back into contact with a soulmate, a mature woman. The near future, open relationship. This could be as it relates to the dating, right? We're out in the open, we're in public, we're at a romantic dinner, everybody can see us. Maybe, let's see. The masculine's higher self, gifts. This could be giving, this could be receiving, this could be the energy of exchange, the energy of the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Coins, which is for me all about that pure, unconditional love. Like there's nothing fraudulent, nothing phony. You're not trying to get something out of me. I'm not trying to get something out of you. There's no agenda on either side when we're giving or when we're receiving. It's all just completely like legitimate and because love. That's it. He could be thinking about gifts too. Again, it could be more personal than that, an actual present, birthday and stuff like that. Blocks to the union. There are none. True love. Well, with the exception of what I said at the beginning, that David Cassidy song that gave me the chills. So what am I? I'm afraid that I'm not sure of a love there is no cure for. So if there's any like confusion or fear or ego attached to it, in that sense, it would be a block, a challenge. Otherwise, there's no challenge with true love, you know. What can the feminine do here? Address a past life issue. I think it's a positive one with everything that's here. Maybe just allowing for the rebirth, addressing the past life issue in that sense, letting it be born again. I posted something on my Facebook today. It was about this couple. They dated for 4 years, and then finally the girlfriend, the woman, she couldn't take it anymore. She broke up with him, although she, you know, like absolutely adored him. And a year later, he came back as the best boyfriend ever. And I said, yeah, you know, exactly. This is what I always say. We have to be willing even to allow our partnership to die in order to be, you know, revived and reborn. So that can be what this is about too. Like the death has occurred and now it's time to allow for it to be reborn. And the masculine. Boom. Twin flame sitting here under true love, which is mirroring soulmate. Like we really can't ask for any more. This is like setting up to be a really beautiful week in the area of love. What does the universe have to add to this? Mars, the masculine planet of love. He's like coming at you basically this week is what I'm feeling. Awesome. And Mars is a ruler of Scorpio. That may have something to do with this too. An outcome here. Friendship. But friendship, look, with the ring on the finger, that's denoting an additional bond and the fact that it can grow to be something else. You know, or that it began as friendship and has grown into something else. Here, crossing twin flame and sitting next to true love. It's like that song, it's the old songs from like the late 80s or early 90s. The very next time she will be my friend. So like they were together before. If they get back together, she's going to be his friend. If they don't get back together and he has to meet some other woman, he's going to start out right next time. The very next time she will be my friend. Someone that I can believe in. If I ever fall in love again, I promise the lady will be a friend. There we have that. Wow. I think the next line is, if I ever fall in love so true, right? We had that true love card. If I ever fall again in love so true, I promise the lady will be just like you. Or that mature. Oh, look at this. I guess we were meant to see that. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for the mature woman. But here's the dark male showing up, and look at the young male is sticking out. So a young dark male may be involved with a mature woman. I can say that is true in my case. And birthday is part of it as well. Birthday is also involved. Going to the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels, I'm beginning with romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And opening to express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So this can be, again, connected to that inner child with the star over her throat chakra and the need to spit it out. Romantic feelings. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. You're in the driver's seat. And it's up to you to go after, again, your passions, what you want, like the creativity card guided us to do as a couple. And because we are calling in our soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Calling in your soulmate. So make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Calling in your soulmate. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. The overall energy is attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So your energy, sort of, or the energy you receive coming at you is sort of dependent upon your energy, what you're putting out. This is based on the law of attraction. Masculine, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Surrounded by children. Your love life is being affected by children. These may be actual children, yours, the divine feminines, children you may want to have, you expect to have, you've been dreaming about having. We all do that sometimes, and many of us have had dreams about these children we're going to have, we're supposed to have. This can also be, again, representing the new birth, the birth of something new, these children. And this can be representing you as a couple, or the energy of you, that young and youthful, in love sort of energy. Very soon, if you clearly decide what you want, it'll come to you now, even that kind of love. Feminine, trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. We are surrounded by reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. That also came up in the general reading. However, in our subconscious is deception. Someone's wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. Maybe us. We could be lying to ourselves about, again, our feelings. We're not expressing them. We could be holding on to old energy and, crossing our fingers. I'm mad. I'm uptight. I'm an old lady. I'm not childlike. I'm not lighthearted. I'm heavy-hearted. I'm miserable. That can be what this is. It can be many things. There may be something, because this was evident in the general too, like what's done in the dark always comes to light. There was some stuff that came to light, so that it can be attached to this as well. Crowning the union. Romantic feelings is back. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So maybe you guys didn't think that there was anything to it, was worth, putting any energy into. Let's not even start this up, but you're being given a second chance to do so because there actually is reason to. At the root, our foundations here, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And at the heart of the matter, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Maybe the red flags, again, like the planet Mars, the red planet. The next card is upright. Let's see what it might say about children. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. This, in connection with children, may have to do with the fact with your partner having children, or you having children and them having none, and maybe you're not used to either, in either case. You can also have to do, again, with the May-December relationships. One of you is more childlike than the other, and more youthful and younger in the literal sense, and so you're wondering how that's going to go, with young male perhaps up against mature woman. And, that's okay too, it says here. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And so what, basically? The next one is in reverse, but let's see if there's anything on romantic feelings in addition to Mars. Chemistry. So it is about that love and that raw passion, maybe that aggressive love They can come from Mars, with Mars being a rule of Scorpio. Scorpio very aggressive in the area of love and sex even sometimes. We just had the sex dice show up. And that can be what this chemistry is about. The strong magnetic attraction here. The Tony Carmine Solano Universal Love Oracle further says to the masculine, trilogy of light. So this, not unlike the transmutation card and the transience card, is about the continued healing so that we together can continue to attempt to rise and be nearer and dearer to the universe in more of a trinity of light, maybe than a trilogy. At least that's the way I see it. For the feminine, miracles. Similar to the answered prayer or the things that we don't expect could possibly come true. And maybe this again is in our mind. In this position, this can certainly be in our mind that things are not working, that everything is false, everything is fake. Again, only love is real, so you think everything is fake. The reconciliation can't happen maybe. Again, this is calling for you to have trust because miracles do come true. Prayers are answered. Masculine, control. So watch even your own, like, inner turmoil I'm getting, conflict. But watch other people too. Watch their agendas. You want to surround yourself with people who want to love you because they just want to love you. Not because they want something from you or they want to give you something that you maybe could do better without. They want to manipulate you, control you. Watch out for all of that. And just continue on your healing journey. As we get closer to that, right, the better we're doing on our spiritual journey, the more of this, sort of negativity comes at us. So watch out for that. Feminine, long distance. Some of us may be traveling. This is a holiday week too. Traveling maybe to visit one another. Somebody could be coming to see you. You may be getting an invitation to go see them, or you may be volunteering to go see them. But we're going to be narrowing this distance. However, to do so, we may actually cross, water or something to get there. And that's something we could have never expected, maybe. But it's happening. Masculine, finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And don't allow the financial issues or money or the material to be, what has you on strings either. Like, be careful of that as well. Being manipulated by money or people thinking they can buy you and stuff like that. And femininity. No worries, new love is absolutely coming for you. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, and that new person can very easily be your old person anew. I hope that you guys enjoyed this week's love reading. I hope that you'll watch the general also. I feel it helps. I have a bunch of viewers that agree with me, but I got some of you that just seem to like to go straight to love, which is okay. I mean, to each their own. But I really think that you could benefit from the general, because that's what we do a lot of, talking about the journey itself and like, who are we and why are we and where are we, and how do we get further and from where did we come and all that kind of stuff. In any case, happy Thanksgiving, to those of you who celebrate it. We celebrate misgivings in my house because my mother is Cherokee and part Catawba too. So she calls it misgivings. But we'll be getting together, coming together as a family, even some of us even doing some traveling to get here. So that's awesome. And who knows, I may even celebrate a birthday. I may even celebrate a birthday. So to those of you who are, happy birthday to you last minute Scorpios. Happy birthday to you right away Sagittarians. And I'll talk to you guys again next week. Namaste, angels.